So allow me to introduce the extraordinary, versatile and ensemble team who have given their heart and soul to this mesmerizing production named as City of Dreams. And not only one season, they have made all the 3 seasons, season 1, 2 and 3, a humongous and a huge success. Firstly, let me take the pleasure to invite on stage the driving force behind this masterpiece, Mr. Deepak Sehgal, the Chief Creative Officer, Applause Entertainment. Please welcome. Thrilled to welcome Ms. Ilahi Hiptula. She is the creative force behind this. Please welcome on stage. You're looking gorgeous in a sari, I must tell you. We have Mr. Nagesh Kukunur, the extraordinary person, a visionary who has created City of Dreams and made it a success. Please welcome Mr. Nagesh. And let us all give a huge, huge round of applause to welcome the most versatile and finest actors of the industry. Yes, a powerhouse ensemble whose performances have mesmerized audiences around the globe. Join me in welcoming Mr. Sachin Pilgaonkar, Mr. Atul Kulkarni, Ms. Priya Bapat and Mr. Ejaz Khan. Please welcome all of you. And now I'll introduce myself also, because from being a host and MC in the whole of the sessions, now I'm becoming a session chair or a moderator. So I'll be moderating this session. वैसे जब भी मैं सचिन सर को देखती हूँ ना, तो that song comes to my mind. It's like, sir, you will be singing it with me, no? You know which song I'm going to sing? Obviously. Yes. बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं. All of you can join us because it's for all of you who are here.
Then you should be singing alone.
Yeah, no, you also please. है ना? मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि मैं उतनी सुरीली नहीं हूँ, but then still, it's like बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और हम सब. Yes, thank you so much. Well, welcome all of you. And starting with you, Deepak sir, before I start taking the conversation forward, I would want कि एक trailer type हो जाए यहाँ पे City of Dreams 3 का, जिससे आप लोग को एक sneak peek ज़रूर मिल जाए that what City of Dreams 3, which was released on 26th of May 2023, has to give you.
पूर्णिमा गायकवाड़ इस महान राज्य को और महान बनाने के लिए आप सबके सामने खड़ी है.
जय महाराष्ट्र.
अंधा था मैं जो तेरे हुनर को कभी देख ही नहीं पाया.
थैंक यू बाबा. आपसे प्रशंसा पाना इतना आसान नहीं है.
पूर्णिमा जिंदाबाद.
तुम जानती नहीं हो इन गायकवाड़ों को. ये तभी रुकेंगे जब मरेंगे.
प्रजातंत्र का चौथा स्तंभ बाकी तीनों स्तंभों को गिरा देगा. मैं स्टेट हार गई, लेकिन सेंटर तो मैं जीत गई.
मैं पार्टी छोड़ नहीं तोड़ रहा हूँ.
नमस्ते विभाजी.
पीठ पीछे वार करना तो तेरी पुरानी आदत है.
मीडिया को तुम कंट्रोल करते हो ना. गायकवाड़ के साथ दुश्मनी अच्छी नहीं होगी.
It's just business विभाजी. तो फायदे के लिए उससे दुश्मनी भी मंजूर है.
ये मत भूलिए कि इस रास्ते आप क्यों निकली थी. लोगों का भला करने.
मैंने जब से बदलने की ठान ली है, मेरे सारे शत्रु मेरे सब्र की परीक्षा ले रहे हैं.
इस बार अटैक मुझ पर हुआ है. इसे मैं हैंडल कर लूंगी.
मंत्रियों को खरीदने और बेचने के लिए
तू मेरे कुछ एमएलएस को रिसॉर्ट लेके गया.
कुछ नहीं सर, बहुत सर.
अपने घर को बचाने के लिए मुझे आपसे लड़ना पड़ेगा.
लड़ोगी नहीं तो मजा नहीं आएगा.
रिटायर हुए गायकवाड़ को मैदान में उतरना पड़ेगा. वो जो गायकवाड़ है ना, वो किसी को नहीं छोड़ता.
Wonderful it is. Can we have a huge round of applause for the whole team of City of Dreams? I want to ask who decided the title, City of Dreams? Okay. City of Dreams, when we hear this name, na, Mumbai comes to our mind. So what was the vision behind giving this title?
The initial approach was to tell a lot of intersecting stories set in Mumbai. So we called it City of Dreams. So, I mean, it was as simple as that. Then we went through almost about 20 titles, right, Deepak? Yeah. At least.
Yeah, I think.
And finally, 6 months later, again circled back just before the release and said, no, City of Dreams sounds correct. So that's how we ended up.
And which all other names were there? in the list?
Mahanagri and
Oh.
all that kind of. Yeah.
No, we use Mayanagri at the very end. But
Mayanagri is also Mumbai. Okay. All right. So City of Dreams is one such project that I love the most watching. It's so gripping. The storytelling is so compelling. That's what we are going to talk about today. Starting with you, Deepak sir. What inspired you to come up with a project like City of Dreams as a political drama?
Nagesh inspired us. Nagesh and Eli have lovely smiles, so we get carried away whenever they say.
the material is unimportant. It's just the smile.
Smiles are always important.
Actually, when Nagesh, as Nagesh said, initially we were looking at various stories intersecting in one city of different characters. But when Nagesh and Rohit Banwalikar, who's his co-writer, wrote it, then we realized that this dynamic of power struggle that is there in various states in India, in politics, has a lot of potential. Then if you throw into the mix a woman who wants to stand up for her own, a father who's supremely patriarchal, an uncle who's very Machiavellian, a devoted cop who becomes her friend across 3 seasons without questions. He just does, follows her. And so the character mix was so strong that we knew that these characters are going to grow and the relation dynamics will have a certain chemistry. I mean, if you take even Gurav Kaka and Purnima's story, she eats for the first time because he brings her the food. I mean, but he betrays. I mean, it's a very, it's not exactly you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, but there is a grudging respect. There is even love for a person, for a certain character traits of that person. I mean, she does love Gaikwad.
Yes.
And blindly.
Even her brother.
Even though he made her give up her first love. And it's so the thickness of the plot, the characters thrown into this dynamic the potential was really good. That's why we decided to go for it. And as the writing emerged, of course, the twists and turns you can see.
Absolutely. Now coming to the actors, first of all, I wanted to talk to Encounter Wasim. मैं तो ये बुलवाने भी वाली थी कि आपको मेरे पीछे रिपीट करना पड़ेगा ये. प्लीज आप माइक ले लें कि मैं एनकाउंटर वसीम आज ये कसम खाता हूँ
पूरा है
कुछ ऐसा नहीं बुलवा रही हूँ टेंशन मत लो
आज ये कसम खाता हूँ
कि indiantelevision.com के सेट पे
कि indiantelevision.com के सेट पे
चाहे कॉन्वर्सेशन कैसा भी हो मैं किसी का एनकाउंटर नहीं करूंगा
मैं किसी का एनकाउंटर कर सकता हूँ
ओह स्पेशली नमिता का तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं ओके
आपका नहीं करूंगा टेंशन मत लीजिए
अच्छा और किसका आपको लग रहा है कि आप कर सकते हैं एनकाउंटर यहाँ पे
वो देखा जाएगा
हम सीक्रेट रखते हैं किसी को नहीं बताते all right now to all the actors starting with you Sachin sir after this we can see all the layers in your character from season 1 till season 3 the graph has risen so can you please tell us from first season till third season what kind of research did you do and you do it with so much effortlessness whenever we see you express it with your eyes how do you do that so effortlessly
Well, I, first of all, need to be charged about whatever I'm doing, you see. I'm charged in the sense I'm talking about as an
I
actor.
got that already.
I should feel charged. So, that's what I experienced when I read all episodes of the first season. First of all, I was very, very glad that I was working with a friend for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we never worked together before City of Dreams. But I got the opportunity to work with him, work under him, you can say. Because I'm a director's actor, and I'm not a hypocrite when I say this. People who work with me know. But after that, I met Nagesh and asked him, what made you sign me or choose me or select me? So he explained to me the few things, and the graph of the first season, I got to know. I understood him. And then I left myself in his area.
All right.
And as an actor, then when I reached home on the first day, I said, Nagesh, tell me what to do. That was my first line. And that happened from the first day of the shoot till the last day of the third season I shot. The same thing happened. I followed him totally.
Oh, wow. That's
Look, no, following is not the only thing which is important. First, understanding him is important, more important. So I tried to understand him, what he wants, and then try to follow him. And rest is history. And to I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky to have such good actors with me, So that, otherwise you wouldn't have felt that kind of, you wouldn't have loved to hate Gaurav Kaka so much.
Yes, this is so, the thing you said, ki it's really difficult for us to love a person on screen and at the same time to hate a person on screen. How did you do that?
Well, I didn't need to do anything, na? It's the audience who is supposed to love and hate, or to do both the things at a time. What I need to just encourage them to do so. Like doing some efforts and yet being effortless.
Because it takes so much of effort to be effortless on screen, and that's what goes with Atul sir as well. We have seen your body of work. You have done so much of varied characters, and each of your characters, something different comes up. So how did you prepare for this character particularly? From season 1 till season 3, we can see those nuances that you have went through, and any kind of extra research that you do, or any kind of important thing that you keep in mind while selecting your roles or choosing this one.
It's always the script, I think. Actor can do only that much. So whatever is offered, I think is extremely important. And as far as City of Dreams is concerned, I think the heroes are the writer Nagesh Kuknur and of course Rohit Banavlikar. And it had to be that well written, and when you're talking about what, 20 plus 8, 29 episodes. So we are talking about almost 6-7 films. So to write that kind of stuff, and keeping that line intact, keeping it interesting, keeping the audience intrigued, it is mostly about the writing, according to me. And when you get that stronger script and that stronger director, I don't think that actors need to do much.
But apart from writing, there is something that an actor brings to life, the character. And that's what you do to each of your character, every one of you.
Sticking true to the script.
That's interesting. That's it. Okay, so I'll move on to Priya.
I can see the ticking
yes,
clock, and that is why my answers are going to be
duk. है ना? जल्दी से पूछ लूँ जरा प्रिया से भी कुछ. So Priya, we can see that layers from season 1 to season 3 in your character as well. Firstly, wonderfully portrayed the role of a homemaker, the role of a woman, the role of a mother, the role of a wife, and the role of a strong, fierce, confident woman as a politician. So what went behind preparation of your character? And one more thing that I want to ask from you is, there are a lot of things that society expects from a woman. That you have to do this, okay, then you can do that. Hai na? And there is a backstory that is shown in the series with you, that a lot of things that you could not do because your father didn't want you to do. So how did you take it in real life? How do you take that in real life? And also with respect to your character.
So, as Atul rightly said, I think the first thing is the script, and it's the most important thing, because when an actor gets the script, that's the actor's whole world. And then for me, it is very important to sit with the director, and here it was very, very important to know from Nagesh sir what to do, what not to do, how does he see Purnima Gaikwad in terms of her presence to what could be her, how will she walk, how will she talk, what will be her pace of talking, everything. So I think those details, but that is not something that you discover in one day. It is a process. So you either discover it when you are reading the script couple of times, you try and find the sur and the rhythm that the writer has already written in the script. There's always a rhythm that is there in the dialogue. And if you try and find that, then you'll also know what the director and the writer is trying to tell you from that scene or the character. So that is one way of going about it. I think the best part or the most exciting thing or the learning process for this character has been the first day I remember when I met Nagesh sir. He told me that I want you to be brave and inhibition free.
Wow.
And I think that is what Purnima has taught me and that character has given me. In terms of everything, I think learning new things as an actor, unlearning my earlier processes of how to approach a character, and not judging your character at all.
And unlearning is even more difficult than learning.
It is. But when you have a director like Nagesh sir, it is not difficult. It is, I think we just surrender. Every actor on set just surrenders to his process. Because you have to. And he really, I always say that he held my hand and he showed me a way. And he told me that just walk on this path and you will find Purnima.
Very nice.
That's it. And I think when you have a director like him, you really don't struggle. I mean, of course you do struggle, but with his help, it just becomes, the process becomes much easier.
So Ijaz, I want to ask from you is, बेशक सीरीज में आपका टाइम काफी लेट आया, नहीं आया था पहले, लेकिन आपका टाइम तो अभी आया ही हुआ है. So what do you have to say about that? मतलब आपका टाइम चल ही रहा है, कितने टाइम से?
मैं तो अपने आप को सीरीज का हीरो ही समझता हूँ. It's thinking के time आया नहीं आया. Whenever I read the script, every actor tries to see it from his point of view.
Yes.
मुझे पहले सीजन में भी लगा था कि the audience is seeing whatever is happening through all those 6 stories through Wasim's point of view because he's the connecting thread of all the stories. And in season 2, of course, he tries to change his path and come and work with Purnima. That was very interesting. And season 3 तो हमें आदत है बोलने की कि आप season 3 देखिए और पहली बार हम interview दे रहे हैं season 3 release होने के बाद. Season 3 was very very interesting because एक अलग dynamic explore करने को मिला with Purnima and Wasim. And I was a little scared, but after the first few days, I think with Nagesh sir instilling his confidence in us, we were okay. तो कभी मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगा कि character छोटा है बड़ा है. मुझे हमेशा से लगा कि हर एक सीजन में मैं ही हीरो हूँ.
नहीं छोटा तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, बहुत ही बड़ा कैरेक्टर है ना? From season 1 since the first scene till the last one I can say. In fact, I would love to ask you, Lahi, you and Nagesh sir has worked like in so many projects together. So what all similarities do you find in him and you? And what all are the points where you disagree with each other? There are points or times?
Oh yeah, there are many times you disagree. I hate it when he kills characters. I hate it when he says that, you know, isko uda denge, that child has to die.
Very nice.
I'm like, why does he have to die? He's bichara. You know, let him just
I
disappear.
agree with you. I absolutely agree.
Thank you, Atul. Every time there is someone dying, I have a problem. So, all the people who are dead on this stage, please know that I fought for you very hard.
Oh, acha.
But yes, we agree. You know, this was the first show that Nagesh did, or this is the first time what Nagesh has written where there are bad people. If you see all our movies, there are no villains. The world that he creates is always so nice. It's always free of villains. It has happy endings. And like I always say that if we can't control our life, at least we can control the real life that we make.
Unlike real life, there are no happy endings.
So why do we have to have more problems and more this thing? But City of Dreams was unlike anything Nagesh had written. It shook me in the beginning also. People were like, they are prostitutes and they are bad people and they are drugs and there's, you know, maram piti. But I guess it worked and it was fabulous.
Casting के बारे में मैं नागेश सर से पूछ लेती हूँ कि it must have been a process for you to cast all the ensemble seasoned actors, bring them together under one frame. So how challenging was that to bring them together? Oh, अच्छा वही पूछने वाली थी. Who was your first choice? सब में से? And whom did you cast at number 1 place?
Well, since he's asking the question,
so answer is this only.
he was the first person. No, the best part about the industry now is there are a lot of good casting directors. That wasn't there a little while ago. With City of Dreams, there were a lot of different actors to look at. The ones who kind of came as an obvious choice were Sachin and Atul. Although I mean, Atul blindly said yes, but if anyone has watched season 1, he sleeps through 8 episodes.
Yes,
So,
true that.
so he just went on the promise that the character had more to do in the, and I, as dishonestly as possible, said yes, because, I mean, come on, it's not in my hands. If the show does well, we have subsequent seasons. If the show tanks after one season, then it was just a hollow promise. But lucky for us, we did okay, and then I got to explore his character further in 2 seasons. The two of them sitting at the far end, they were the ones who were a real challenge to cast. And in this case, since Deepak is sitting here with applause, I have to give them credit that they entirely backed me on one very important thing. I was writing about a Marathi family, having no clue about Marathi families.
Okay.
So
Priya.
I was terrified, but you know, you create a universe while you're telling a story and you move on with it. And one of the things that I remember Deepak in one of the early meetings said, "Arey yaar, we should cast Maharashtrians
Oh, wow.
for them to bring that kind of element." And I was like, "Y'all are going to back me on no names," because initially everyone goes down that standard list of 10 or 20 actresses. It's like that's all the industry has, right? Every project begins with that same stupid 10 people list, and you sit there scratching your head every time. They were very clear. They said, just think outside the box, go with whoever. So we started this huge audition process. And Priya it was down to 2 actresses. I won't say who the other person is. And I had completely decided to go with the other person.
Oh.
I had made a mental decision. And I remember the last meeting in the office I had with Priya and the other person. And one of the things about Priya is she's one of the nicest people you can meet. Which is why I don't like to meet actors. Because they're very nice, and then on set, they either act poorly or they show their true colors, both of which are
The tantrums that
Yeah.
you get from the actors.
Correct. So I'm very wary of this. And I remember I genuinely like Priya as a person in the half hour I met her and stuff like that. But I said my gut tells me I have to go with the other person. And as that other person walked out, she said something.
What?
She just said something on the way out. And I said, okay, I'm going with Priya.
But what did she say? We want to know that.
I unfortunately can't. So it was that dramatic. I didn't know this. It was that dramatic. I mean, both the auditions were fabulous. Everything
Wow.
was done. And finally, the person sitting at the far end, Ijaz, we looked for Wasim Khan for how many months, Deepak? At least. Couldn't land a damn actor. Should we go for this guy? Oh, okay, talk. Oh, no, he's busy. Should we go for this person? Finally, we thought we had someone. Unfortunately, again, I can't give names. And everything was done. Couple of readings happened. And he panicked.
Ijaz.
No, that other person. And he said, he called Eli. I mean, he left the meeting with me. And then he called Eli and he said, I can't do it. So we're like, okay, we're back to the drawing board. Again, we're looking. And by this time, I was in the US and they sent me one audition of Ijaz. And it is arguably one of the best auditions I've seen in my life. I looked at the audition and I said, oh my God. Because he in his head had decided who Wasim was and he brought Wasim to the table. And one of the things, I told Ijaz this to his face also, I said, very rarely do I come to shoot something and a lot of times I look at him and say, what would Wasim say in a situation like this? and he'd say blah, blah, blah. I'd say, scratch what I wrote, okay, go with that dialogue. And we did this all throughout season 2 and 3. So, I mean, he's just absolutely fabulous. Okay, I rambled enough. That's how they ended up.
All right. And if I ask you, Deepak, how did you decide to like maintain or strike a balance between staying true to the political aspect of a show, along with that, giving a compelling and gripping story to the audience? We have seen Applause doing so much of good work. But if we especially talk about this political drama, what was that one thing?
I think Nagesh can answer this better. But actually, when the way we make shows in Applause is we complete the whole series. So our investment is rather large in the product, which we, along with the makers, are convinced about completely. So actually, when Hotstar showed faith in us and said, okay, yes, we want this one. So that kind of took a lot of weight off our shoulders. And then as, of course, success in this field is getting more and more seasons to make, because the exact metrics are never shared with us. So how we narrowed down on this is with a lot of discussion with Nagesh and the story he finally came up with. And the rest, I think Nagesh should answer this question better than me.
So we'll ask him, what do you do to maintain that entertainment aspect alive along with the theme of political drama?
Everything that you make should be entertaining, whether it's a tragedy or a comedy or a action. If it's not entertaining, then you won't get applause.
Definitely. Yes. This requires an applause.
He was waiting the entire session to throw in that punchline. 100%.
कैची तो चल गई है वैसे सामने से टाइम अप का, but at the end I would want to listen to one word that comes to each of yours mind when we say City of Dreams as a project, as your project. Starting with you, Deepak.
When I heard the title first time, I thought it was about Bollywood. But then it turned out to be about the politics of the thing, and as entertaining as anything we could have thrown up on the subject of Bollywood.
And one word for City of Dreams, Mumbai also.
One word for City of Dreams?
What comes to your mind when it comes, like when we say Mumbai?
For somebody from my age, Marine Drive.
Oh, that's lovely. Moving on to you, Ilahi.
So one word for City of
For
Dreams,
your
the show.
project, City of Dreams, and
Super hit.
Okay.
And for Mumbai, it would be Churchgate Station.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. For you, Nagesh?
Oh boy.
Priya is thinking what I will say.
Quickly, why don't you go around? I'll try and come up with something halfway intelligent.
When I think of
Sir,
City
sir
of
is ready with his
Dreams,
answer.
now I think that season 4.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
And about Mumbai, I think the spirit.
Okay. Priya?
I don't have the mic. Okay. I haven't thought of anything yet. Atul, you give me.
Okay.
Season 4, but what Nagesh had promised me while doing season 1, he wanted to do Godfather 2 kind of a season 2.
Good one.
Don't.
Sir is also ready with his answer. Yes.
City of Dreams for me is a game changer.
Wow.
And what Mumbai is to me is cunningly polite.
That's really a diplomatic answer, but it's a good one, sir.
So City of Dreams for me is dream coming true.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
And Mumbai City is home.
Who's left? Yes.
2 words. New Horizon, the show, because I got an opportunity to go into places that I normally don't as a writer-director. And the city, it's a Marathi word, right? Gardi?
Yeah, Gardi is jaldi, right?
Gardi.
एक ही वर्ड का मतलब पता था, आज मैंने इस्तेमाल कर लिया मराठी.
Gardi.
गर्दी. सब लोग गर्दी में बहुत रहते हैं. हाँ. मरीन ड्राइव पे भी संडे के दिन सर गर्दी में रहते हैं, कई गर्दी में नहीं भी रहते हैं. Well, वो will not highlight. Thank you so much, everyone, for bringing this discussion to life. And for all of you, one word is, you all are emotion for me. So yes, I have lived that emotion on stage. Thank you so much, everyone. I request you all to please come forward for the photo op.